Get strong.
Hello everyone and welcome back to another deck profile. So it's been so long. Well, I'm back. I know Wednesday I uploaded a really late box opening of my Avatar stuff. Do apologize. A little recap is after recording that video, my PC shut down, restarted because of an update, and I thought I lost the entire footage because, well, it wasn't in the right folder, so that bummed me down for a while. Then I recently found it while cleaning out my PC. It wasn't in my folder I thought it'd be. Instead, it was put into a Streamlabs folder. Oh no, it was just there. But today we're going to be doing my deck profile of Avatar Aang. Now, all these cards in deck are from the set, except for one card, which is the Command Tower from the Avatar Turbo Tower event. Pretty hype. But everything else is in the main set, so you can pretty much build Avatar Aang from everything from the main set. And the deck's fun. Definitely like a nice bracket 2 fun deck to play. I know at some point I have a same deck I want to do, but that's I do that. I'll do that next week, maybe. I made a deck from the Spider-Man stuff, which again, I just forgot to profile because I was still working on it. But now I think it's fine, so I might release that next week. So yeah, for those who don't know, Avatar Aang is actually a Wolberg commander, well, Wolberg legendary creature. He is flying and I almost said earthbend too, but no, he's firebending too because he's from book 3, which we all know book 3 is fire. And yeah, it's whenever you earthbend, airbend, firebend, waterbend, you get to draw a card. But then, if you've done all 4, you can flip him to Aang, Master of Elements, where all your spells cost Wolberg less and it even works with generic mana. That is pretty cool. So most of my spells cost absolutely nothing to play, which we all like casting stuff for free. That's pretty cool. But then during your upkeep you can choose to pay for gain 4 life, draw 4 cards, put 4 1 counters on them, and do something else. Oh, deal 4 damage to each opponent. Don't know why, I've never done that. I just left him on the Master of Elements. Rarely do I say rarely, I've never flipped him. I've never flipped him back. He's always stuck on Avatar. Yeah, always stuck on Master of Elements. But yeah, let's get to the actual profile. So here we are. So again, Aang, Master of Elements. At some point, I would like to try and get all the artworks of this card. Obviously, not the super mega expensive one, but I would like to grab like the other printings of him. But yeah, once I saw this card, once I saw this in the initial spoiler, I was like, nah, I have to play this Aang. If I play this Aang, I can play every card in Avatar, no matter what color it is. And yeah, stuck to that. And yeah, this is actually pretty fun. It can be overwhelming at times because I need to try and remember what I've bended and everything. But yeah, really, really strong, really fun. Pop them up there. So I guess we'll start off with all the bendings. So I guess we'll start off with all my air bending cards. We have Upper Steadfast Guardian, a 4-drop 3/4 with Flying Flash. When it enters, airbend any number of target non-land permanents you control. Then, whenever you cast a spell from exile, you create a 1/1 ally. This card starts off as like a 5er, and then it just jumped. For example, on Card Market it's like €20. On eBay it's like £40. It's dumb. But yeah, the card just kept going up. understandable. The card is good. It's involved in a few infinite combos to grab tons of infinite number of 1-mana white allies. Next we have the upper Loyal Sky Bison, flying 6-drop 4/4. When he enters or attacks, you can choose one. Target creature you control gains flying, or airbend another non-land permanent you control. Like both really good. This is only on ETB, but this one's on attack. So both really good in my opinion. Both offers are great. Then we have Monk Gyatso, a father figure to Aang. Whenever another creature you control becomes a target of a spell or an ability, you may airbend that target. So if someone, for example, targets my upper, Monk Gyatso will go, I'm just gonna airbend my upper. For those who don't know, airbend is the card is exiled, but instead of paying its normal mana cost, you just pay 2 cards mana. For example, one soaring can bring back upper. So those are kind of like the creature ones. Now we go on to the kind of spells. We have an Airbender's Reversal, choose one. Destroy target attacking creature or airbend target creature you control. Avatar's Wrath, it's a airbending board wipe. Choose up to one target creature, then airbend all other creatures. Until your next turn, your opponent can't cast spells from anywhere other than their hands. Exile Avatar's Wrath. And I love this set is so good because the artwork, like this is the scene where Aang find out they are in fact the Sandbenders who stole Upper, and he starts to lose it. Next is the Legend of Avatar Yang Chen, or the Legend of Yang Chen. It starts off as a enchantment saga. Starting with you, each player chooses up to one target permanent with mana value 3 or greater. Then, among permanents that your opponent controls, each of those permanents, exile those permanents. So each opponent gets to pick a permanent, and they go exiled. But then, second, you may have target opponent draw 3 cards, and if you do, you draw 3 cards. And then the third one is exile. Let's say it doesn't really exile. Oh no, it does exile this, then return it flipped into Avatar Yang Chen, which is a 4/5 flying. Whenever you cast your second spell each turn, airbend to one target airbend one other target non-land permanent. Yeah, this is really useful since firebending is constant. Firebending is firebending is constant. Earthbending can be pretty constant. Waterbending is also constant, but there isn't a flat airbend, like constantly airbending. At least not that I've seen. Then we have the Airbender Ascension. When this enters, you airbend to one target creature. Whenever a creature you control enters, put a quest counter on this enchantment. At the beginning of your end step, if this enchantment has 4 or more quest counters on it, exile up to one target creature card. Target creature you control, then return it to the battlefield under your. This card should instead airbend target creature and then return it to the battlefield. Because this would have been a constant airbend. And I guess the last airbend card is kind of also a waterbend card. I am running Aang Swift Savior, which is a 3-drop flash flying. When it enters, airbend up to one target creature or spell. And then it also has pay 8 to waterbend, which is a transform. So you transform into Aang and La, Ocean's Fury. A 5/5 with Trample and Reach. When Aang and La attack, put a 1/1 counter on each tapped creature you control. So it rewards you from tapping your creatures, because for waterbending you can tap creatures and artifacts, and it helps pay for one. Like, I really do like waterbending and airbending. I do really like them a lot. But people got too fixated, I think, on what's it? Yeah, earthbending and firebending. People just got a bit too upset with that. So yeah, I'm a fan of water and airbending. I just think they're better. So next, I guess we go to the waterbending. We have a North Pole Patrol. I've got music too. Maybe. North Pole Patrol. You tap to untap target permanent. I have used this multiple times to untap my tapped lands. Or we can pay 3 and tap for the waterbending to then tap an opponent's creature. Yeah, tap target creature and opponent controls. I've done that like a few times if it's like a big boy and I'm trying to go for game. Next is Ruthless Waterbender. This is just in here because it's just a 2-drop 1/3 that has waterbending for 2. So this is just a really quick, I guess both of these are quick and simple waterbends. And then we have Katara, Water Tribe's Hope. Vigilance enters with a 1/1 Y ally. Has waterbending X, where creatures gain the base power and toughness of X. Until the end turn, X can't be 0 because then everything will die. So it is a 5-drop. It is effectively a turn 5 waterbend. Then we have Crashing Waves. Additional cost to cast a spell waterbend X. Tap up to X target creatures, then distribute 3 stun counters among tapped creatures your opponent controls. Yeah, I tap them down and put stun counters on. Stops them from blocking or stops them from just trying to attack me in the future. Then the last waterbending card, we have a Waterbender's Ascension. Whenever a creature you control deals common damage to a player, put a quest counter on this enchantment. Then it has 4 more draw card. Waterbending 4. Oh, creature can't be blocked this turn. So pay water. So waterbend 4 for Rogue's Path. That is pretty good. Like, I know compared to like the airbending, they're wanting like a lot more airbending cards, but these are constant. They constant. These 3 are constant airbends. These are constant waterbends. And most of the time playing the games, I'm always trying to look for. Yeah, these are always going to be on board. They're just creatures. While a lot of my airbend stuff is kind of like flash, speed, and sorceries. I wonder if anyone else has the same issue where sometimes they just don't ever see an airbend card. Maybe. So now we go on to Earthbend. So first we have Haru. This card's so good. When another ally you control enters, you Earthbend 1. That's all he does. He is though a 2-drop 1/1. So he keeps spamming out those allies. Yeah, it's going to get good. Then we have Toph. She is just an ETB Earthbend 2, but her power is equal to the number 1/1 counters on lands you control. So she can get big. Her toughness never really changes, but they are quick and simple Earthbends. And then by far we have the dumbest Toph in the deck, being Hard-Headed Teacher. When she enters, you discard a card, then if you do, return target instant sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. But whenever you cast a spell, you Earthbend. And that's if if it was also that was a lesson, you put an extra 1/1 counter on it. But every time you cast a spell, Earthbend 1, sure. It's so good. It does seem really strong. Then we have Boomy Unleashed. Example, ETB's Earthbend 4. When Boomy deals combat damage to a player, untap all lands you control. After this phase, there is an additional combat phase. Only land creatures can attack during that combat. So if you want, like, I know people are just going ham with what was it, Toph, the first Metal Bender. People going ham with that and bringing like Asher, Soul of the Wild, which turns every non-token creature into a land. So you just have like infinite combats using Boomy as long as Boomy keeps hitting. But you just, well, that's the thing. Boomy's now a land creature, so you can Earthbend it to just get massive. So now, for the last kind of air Earthbending creature, we are running Aang at the Crossroads. So we do in fact have Book 1 Aang, Book 2 Aang, and Book 3 Aang in the deck. All the multicolored Aangs are indeed flips. So this one is a 3/3 flying. When Aang enters the when he enters, look at top 5 cards of your library. You may put a creature card with mana value 4 or less from among them onto the battlefield. Put the rest on the bottom of your library in a random order. That's really good. So here's like a really cool 4-drop. Here's Toph. Nuts. Then when another creature you control leaves the battlefield, transform Aang. So it doesn't matter if it dies in battle, you exile it. Even if you even if it was a land and it went, it still technically dies. So yeah. Aang gets flipped into Aang, Destined Savior. A 4/4 flying, lands you control have lifelink, has vigilance, and at the beginning of your combat, you Earthbend. I saw some people running this Aang as a commander, as an Earthbend commander. Unfortunately though, he's good as a casual Earthbend commander, but I think no, you run these two. Or even that, you play Toph. You play this Toph. Next, the last Earthbend card. I keep wanting to say Airbend. Is the Earthbender's Ascension. Now, the only Ascension not actually running is Fire, because well, Aang has built-in Firebending too, so I don't really need that enchantment. When it enters, you Earthbend 2, then search your library for a Bitsy Line card, put out the battlefield, and has Landfall. Landfall, put a quest counter, then if it has 4 more, put a 1/1 counter target creature you control, it gains trample to the end of the turn. So yeah, again, this is ETB Landfall, Landfall, Earthbend. Like I really do love this set. This set's so good. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Spider-Man. Spider-Man is also the last 2 sets of this year, being Spider-Man and Avatar, was so good. Even if not a lot of people thought so. So yeah, now we have I only won like 4 firebending cards. First one is Main Zuko, just because it has firebending 3, and you can cast allies and artifacts as though they had flash. Sun Warriors, it has firebending X, where X is the number of creatures you control, so this could be pretty big. But you have pay 5 to then create a 1/1 token. Look at that extra mana you'll make. It's like this is firebending 5, you attack, and I don't really have that much I don't have anything to use that on. I'll just use the 5 for this and pay an ally. Which now, next turn, if this doesn't die, this makes 6. But another this is a card from the scene box that I use to just put all my extra red mana in. It's the Fire Nation turret. It is a Ether Spark Reservoir? I want to say? No, not Ether Spark. Ether Flux Reservoir. That's what this is. It's just an Ether Flux Reservoir. You pay 1 red to put a charge counter on this artifact. You can do it as many times. Beginning of combat on your turn, up to 1 target creature gets +2/+0 and gains firebending 2 to the end of the turn. Then yeah, remove 50 counters and deal 50 damage to to any target? Yeah, to any target. Yeah, Evil Flux Reservoir, that's what this is. It's price there. The last firebending card, we were running a Soldier's Comet. I think this card's so good. It is an easy bait though, since apparently this is the only card with Foretell in the set. So when I set this card face down, yeah, Marcus instantly, that's the Soldier's Comet. It's like, fuck, I've been royally rumbled. But yeah, it's each of my creatures get firebending 5. That's nuts. Spending on the board, since at the time I had a Katara the Fearless, so all my firebending triggers would trigger again. I had enough. I would have had enough to kill 2 people. Because again, I had Sokka and Katara on board, and yeah, that game was nuts. So I guess now we'll move on to the actual creatures of the set. We've done the whole bendings and everything. So a South Pole Voyager, when it or another creature enters, gain a life, and if it was the second time this resolves, you draw a card. Hakoda, it's just I'll sack myself to give things +0/+5 and indestructible. It is also, to my knowledge, the only card in the set that allows you to look at the top card of your library. And you may cast allies spells on top of my library too. Wartime Protester, haste, other allies enter with a 1/1 counter and have haste. The Earth King. EDBs, you create Bosco, which is a 4/4 bear. And whenever 1 or more creatures you control with power 4 or greater attacks, you can search your library for that many basic land cards and put them on the battlefield tapped. So he's actually really good as a land search. Plus, we get Bosco. They should have called him Bosco, but I know there's a card in Jumpstart that's called Bosco. Next, we have the Blue Spirit. Whenever I cast, I may cast the first creature spell as though it had flash, but every time I cast a non-token creature during combat, I draw a card. That's pretty nice. Next is Master Pain Dao. 4/4 first strike. When it attacks, you can look at the top 4 cards of your library, throw an ally, equipment, or lesson from among them, put into my hand. The rest go to the bottom in a random order. This card is so good, especially if you have ways of giving him haste. Next, we have the Audience, which is just a mana dork, but if I have a creature with power 4 or greater, it adds 2 green instead of 1 green. Then we have the Great Divide Guide, which turns all my creatures into mana dorks, and it allows my lands to tap for any color. The next 2 cards actually help out with waterbending. We have the Cabbage Merchant, which whenever opponent casts a non-creature spell, you create a food. If you want to, you can tap 2 of those food to make 1 mana. But every time you are hit with damage, you have to sack a food token. Kind of funny, because he doesn't get hit, but yeah, he gets his cabbages destroyed a lot of the time. And one thing I noticed, if you look right there, there's Sokka, Aang, and Katara about to crash into him. It's great. And then we have the Mechanist, Aerial Artisan. Whenever I cast a non-creature spell, I create a clue. I've never tapped in to make something into a free one. There's no point. I'd rather use those tokens for like waterbending. Earth King's Lieutenant. When this creature enters, put a 1/1 counter on each other ally you control. And whenever another ally you control enters, you put a 1/1 counter on this creature. It starts off as a 1/1 with trample, but this card could get big if you're spamming out a bunch load of like 1/1 ally tokens, which something that Aang Katara, another card from the scene box. When it enters to attack, you create X 1/1 ally, where X is the number of tapped artifacts and/or tapped creatures you control. Which again works really well with it's giving you a bit extra for using all your like water bendings. Katara the Fearless. If a triggered ability of an ally you control triggers, that triggers additional time. So if I ETB this triggers, instead of getting like, I don't know, 5 allies, I get to 10. Same way with Sokka. Sokka gives everything menace and prowess, well, it gives all allies menace and prowess. And I create a ally. I get 2. Yeah. Sokka, this would be so good as a commander, just on his own, just as a commander. This card would be dumb. But it had to be an ally-based deck, of course. Then the last card is a bonus sheet card. We are running Suki of Kyoshi Warriors, which is a reprint of Captain Sisei, which is the tap, search for a legendary creature, add to your hand. Yeah. Like, don't get me wrong, the bonus sheets are cool and all, but some of the artwork in here are very, like, some of them are quite blurry and sometimes hard to see. I will say that. Sometimes it is quite hard to see. And now, the artifacts, I'm only running like a handful, I think like only 5. We're running a command deck, so we're running the Soul Ring, Arcade Signet, and Swifties. These are kind of commander staples, and these actually all came in the commander bundle, which again are really cool. They're TLE cards, so yeah, they're from the I can't remember what that sheet's called. The Eternal sheet, I think. Next, we're running a Waterbender's Warskin. It untaps each other. Well, it untaps during each other player's untap step, and it taps out 1 mana color. That's really good. I think it is better than a Command Sphere. And then last is Bison Whistle. I can pay 1, tap, look at top card in my library. If it's a Bison card, I can put it onto the battlefield. But if it's a creature, I can reveal and put it to my hand. Otherwise, I may put it in my graveyard. Little card from the scene. This is from the Jumpstart stuff, but I pulled this in my collector pack, which is pretty cool. Now to the regular like instant sorceries and enchantments. Enter the Avatar state. It's a 1-drop. I'll make this creature gain flying, first strike, lifelink, and hexproof. It's just a way of saving my creature, like saving Aang in case he is targeted to be destroyed. Same with Heroic Intervention, again from the not jumpstart. It's from the bonus sheet. I'm running 2 counter spells, being entry, deny entry, counter target creature spell. If a card, draw a card, then discard a card. And then Sokka's Haiku. I know it's a 5-drop, but with cards like the Great Divide Guide, I can use my mountain of 1/1s to help cast. Contact spell, draw a card, then mill 3 cards, untap target land. This card itself is a haiku. It's great. 5-drop, target counter target spell, draw a card, then mill 3 cards, untap target land. People who designed this card are geniuses. I fucking swear, they are geniuses. Then to help with the instant mana ramp cycle of renewal. Sacrifice the land, search your library for up to 2 basic lands, put them on the battlefield, tapped and shuffle. It's a hollow, pretty much. It's a hollow. Then elemental teachings. So you search your library for up to 4 lands. An opponent chooses 2 of them to go into my hand. I'm sorry, 2 of them go to the bin and the other 2 go to the battlefield tapped. They could be basics, or they could be special cards. I use a similar card in my Yuma from the Desert Bloom precon, where it didn't really matter what card he sent to my bin, I was getting it back. Can't do that as easy in this deck, but most of the time I'm just probably going to search for basics. Then we have Lifelong Friendship, which is a reprint of Eldrami's Call, which is to search your deck for a creature, put your hand. So I am running, I think, a total of 3 bonus sheet cards? Yeah. Abandon Attachment. You may draw a card, and if you do, well, you may discard a card if you draw 2 cards. Redirect Lightning, which is a 1-drop, change the target of a spell or an ability to a single target. At the different cost though, you can pay 5 life or pay 2 mana. I'm paying that 5 life. I'd rather pay life. And then we have Origin Earthbending. It's a destroy target enchantment, or you put a 1/1 counter on target creature you control. You gain destruct royalty and so on. So again, it's another way of, to be fair, maybe I should have put this up here, but it's another, I've got 3 ways of saving a guy. And for last instant, it's the Last Agni Kai, which is a fight card. Target creature you control fights target creature and opponent controls. If the creature opponent controls is dealt excess damage, add that much red mana. Until the end of the turn, you don't lose unspent red mana at steps and phases end. So all that red mana I make from firebending stays way into main phase 2, so I can start using it. It's great, the card is so good. I'm surprised not a lot of people are talking about this card, nor playing this card, because it's really good. So I guess now we go on to the sorceries. We have Tale of Momo from the Jumpstart. This card costs 2 less to cast if a creature left the battlefield under your control this turn. So it could become a 1 white, search your library and or graveyard for an ally card, reveal it and put into my hand. So with that, I don't know, Katara or Sokka that you killed earlier, now I'm bringing him back. Explore just for the draw and additional lands. Sacred Roots, search my library for a basic land and put on the battlefield tapped. And it gets the same way with Tales of Momo. We're running True Ancestry, which I can return up to 1 target permanent card from my graveyard to my hand, and then I create a clue token. The clue is nice because then it could help, it could be an extra source of waterbend. Then for the last like sorcery, it is United Front. For 2 white and X, create X1 white ally creature tokens, then put a 1/1 counter on each creature you control. So it's a nice way of, if I have tons of floating red mana during, for example, I've used Last Acting Kai this turn, so main phase 2 I have tons of floating red mana, I'll just use it on United Front. Then for the four enchantments, it's Chakra Meditation from the Jumpstart. This enters, you return up to 1 target instant or sorcery card from your graveyard to your hand. Whenever you cast an instant or sorcery spell, draw a card. Then discard a card unless there are 3 or more lesson cards in your graveyard. I do have quite a few lessons in here. Quite a few. Not a lot, but quite a few. So most of the time I'm probably just going to draw a card and then discard a card. To be fair, this might be cool to run in like a connive kind of deck where you're always discarding cards. Next we have Master's Guidance, again from Jumpstart. When you tag with 2 or more legendary creatures, put a 1/1 counter on each of up to 2 target Titan creatures. At the beginning of your end step, if you control a creature with power 4 or greater, draw a card. Then we have Honest Work. It turns a creature into a mana dork and loses all abilities, and its base power is 1/1. The mana dork side is it taps for a colorless mana. And for the last card is from the scene box. It's Stalker's Charge. I just like the idea of giving my allies double strike and lifelink during my turn. This card basically gives you double life, because yeah, hitting it once, I gain 5 life, hitting it again, gain another 5 life, so you're gaining like 10 life potentially from one card. And that's not even counting all the other creatures that are also attacking. So now, I guess we run to the lands. There's a fat stack of lands in here, not gonna lie. So first we have, again, like this is the command tower from the promo. It's not actually in the main core set, but it's a promo from the Avatar Magic Presents Turbo Tower, so it stays in here. I'm running the Jasmine Dragon Tea Shop, which is a tasteful color, so you can tap that at 1 mana for any color, but that can only be used to cast an ally spell or activate abilities of an ally, or you can just pay 5 tap and spell out 1/1. Not sure if I don't think I've ever had a reason to do that. We are running 4 of the Thriving lands. The only one I'm not using is the black one. We have the green, white, red, and blue. I really like these lands. I'm happy they're printed in here because these are always a good option for like beginners and stuff. When they come in, you can choose a color. For example, this one already taps for blue, but say I also wanted to tap for green. So now I can tap either red or green, for blue or green, sorry. Next we are running 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 of the dual lands from this set. Each come in tapped. They also, you can pay 4, tap and sack them to draw a card. That's pretty cool if you're using like the Earthbend, like this is now an earth creature, you pay 4, sack it, draw a card, and then it returns because it was Earthbended. That's fine. That's why I have at least 7 of them in the deck. Plus they're not bad at a source of mana. There's no other waste of mana in this set, let's be honest, other than the Great Divide Guide. Then we have Fire Nation Palace for more Firebend, and Ba Sing Se for more Earthbend. And of course, we're running Secret Tunnel. We have to run Secret Tunnel, because it can't be blocked. Taps for colors, or you can pay for, tap it, target 2 creatures that share a creature type, and they cannot be blocked this turn. I was so happy when they announced Secret Tunnel as a card. I was like, yes, they did it. They made Secret Tunnel a card. Then the last non-basic land, it's I know I am running another bonus sheet card, so I'm running like 4, I think. So yeah, Fatal Passage, it just comes in, you can then sack it, tap, sack, search for a basic land, and put it on the battlefield tapped. Then if you control 4 or more, it untaps the land. As you did see, there are not very much like black cards in this set. So I only have like like maybe 1 or 2. I think it's like 2 swamps. But here we got 5 plains, 4 islands, 2 swamps. Move them away from my camera. 3 mountains and 5 forests. That's pretty much for the lands, pretty much it for the deck. Like I've really enjoyed the Avatar set a lot more than I should have. Also spent a lot of money on the Avatar set. I spent too much money. And yeah, I got this card in near to the end of my opening, so very happy. Like I loved Avatar growing up, and you probably if you watched my actual if you had watched my me unboxing cards, I told you that I used to like come home from school and just watch it, and it was great. I'm actually really happy they put it into Avatar. I was really hoping that they wouldn't do it this year, they would wait till next year. Because I was already trying to save up for Spider-Man, now I had to try and save up for Avatar 2. Ugh. But worth. Now I just need to get the other promos. Yeah, I just need to try and get the other promos, and at some point I want to try and get my hands on all the secret layers. Yeah, that has been my Avatar Aang Commander deck profile. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, sorry for the lack of uploads. I know it's been like a month since I've really uploaded anything. I do apologize. But yeah, make sure to hit the subscribe button and hit that bell to get notified when I upload more videos. And yeah, I should have another one. I should have one more video coming out. Then yeah, Wednesday is gonna be my last kind of video coming out until the new year. Obviously, Christmas is gonna be right around the corner, and yeah, probably won't be uploading anything until the new year. So yeah, I hope you all enjoy the video, and we shall see you all in the next one. Bye.